Let me see. Okay, he can hear me now. They can hear me now, I'm pretty sure. And then let's do
I can
this.
hear you. I
Okay,
can
they
hear.
can hear us now.
Okay, yeah.
Dude, because I switched from Streamlabs to OBS like a couple weeks ago. And on Streamlabs, you just have to have your inputs in like one general setting. But in OBS, you have to have it on every scene. And I just created this scene to have this overlay. So I didn't put in the audio because I keep forgetting. What's good, chat? Sorry, we can you can hear us now.
Thought I was tweaking. Yo, everyone, what's good, man? Let me go retweet that.
I'm getting that out right now. Stop for a second. I'm just tweeting it from my account. Cool beans, cool beans. What's good? What's good, Dumyell? How we doing? Aaron, hello again. Sorry, we said hi, but you couldn't hear us, so hello again. And Angel, hello as well. I don't think you heard us say that because I messed the audio up. Oh man, chat. How are we feeling, man? How are we feeling? Little impromptu sesh here. Sorry, Rooster Milk. My bad. That's my bad.
Rooster Milk.
Dude. Dude, Jake Lucky and Dexerto used one of my videos I tweeted of like NADESHOT when he was looking at the camera when he turned to stream
Oh
when I
yeah,
put in the
I
bank.
saw the Jake. I didn't see the Dexerto.
Dexerto just tweeted out a few hours ago. My friends just linked it to me and they were like they used your video and I was like, oh.
Not giving any creds.
It says like it was from me if you look at their tweet. Like at the under the video, it
I mean, I
says.
guess, but they could give you some creds, man. They could throw
I
some
know,
sauce
right?
your
Dude, they
way.
tweet a lot. Holy crap! Yeah, under the tweet it says from Jake Maverick. Like you can see my name. What's up, Tuzon? How we doing? How we doing? Tuzon, what is your picture, bro? You change it all the time, and it's so small on my end, I can't tell what it is.
It is.
It looks like a girl, something with long hair. Liv Tyler? Who's Liv Tyler? Liv Tyler, an
I know that
American
name.
actress. She's an actress.
I know that name.
She was in Lord of the Rings, The Hulk, Armageddon. I can't tell if I know who she is.
OnlyFans. What the fuck?
You guys are crazy. Oh man, I mean, we can probably just get right into this, right? Well, we'll keep it as a little bit of a shorter episode. Obviously, as people can tell, Alex is not here, which I'll touch on when we start the show. But we could probably just get right into it. Pretty basic little show. I added a couple little extra things on for us to discuss after pick'ems, but let me open breaking. Holy shit! Did you see Breaking Point added challengers matches, like challengers elite?
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
Shout out to them for at least trying.
Dude, they're the only people that try in this community, I'm convinced. Although now it has all the challengers matches on here, so I've really got to scroll down to find the pro
Yes,
matches.
Alex, Jake, and I have hella beef. It got pretty toxic. Alex decided not to do the shoot this week. We respected his wishes, and Jake and I decided to do a little duo pod.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. You took the words out of my mouth. You've been watching challengers a bit. You don't like how there's multiple matches going on? Oh man, you wouldn't. Would you watch back in the day when there was A stream, and B stream, and all
C
that
stream
shit?
and D stream.
Yeah, right.
And
Boston versus
that was before multi Twitch existed.
I know, right?
You had to have 4 tabs open.
4 tabs, you're picking what you wanted to watch. All right, let's just run the intro and get right into this. What do we say?
I'm down.
What do
Let's do it.
we say? All right, I'm gonna run the intro in 3, 2, 1.
Don't cry for our sake. This ain't the end.
What is going on, Call of Duty fans? Dude, we got Rooster Milk in chat saying L intro. I can't believe this, bro. People be roasting the intro every episode, I swear to God. It's what we got for now, okay? But yeah, how's everyone doing, man? As you can see, we're down a person, we're down a player this time. Alex has some personal things going on, so well wishes to him. And we're looking forward to having him back hopefully next week. But yeah, you're just stuck with just Preston and I this week. So Preston, man, how we feeling? I should probably center you a little bit. You're a little off center on the screen.
I
You're
can move.
fine. You're
I
fine.
can move over if I need to. No, what's up? Happy to be here. Happy to talk COD. Same old stuff. Yeah, just excited to be here. Hope everything with Alex and his family goes well. So, yep.
Yep, absolutely, man. Yeah, I mean, probably end up being a somewhat shorter episode this week. But we'll go through our pick'ems. We'll recap some of these matches from last week right now. If I could switch the scenes, that would be great. Bang, there we go. Scenes are switched. We got a little picture of Alex down in the bottom corner. He's still here in spirit, of course. But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Friday last week, I was working. I was pretty slammed at work, and I kind of just had it on my second monitor. Saturday, I watched everything, and then Sunday, I ended up not watching any matches. So I don't have a whole ton of input this week, so you might have to lead the charge here.
Okay.
Is there any series in particular that stands out to you that you kind of want to touch on?
Let's see. Wait.
I mean,
it was week 1 last week?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
week 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can start with Seattle Surge reverse sweeping Toronto Ultra. Maybe that's a good way to start.
Okay. So you didn't watch this one?
I did watch it, but I wasn't like watch partying because I was working, so I wasn't like completely locked.
Okay.
I just sort of had it on, and I was like, Ultra got this. And then I was like, wait a second, what the hell's going on?
This was like a full reverse sweep too, by the way. Ultra was up 2-0 in control as well. So
it was a super duper.
it was a super duper reverse. Yeah. I don't really know what it was. I think first of all, I respect Toronto. Trying to get a lot of reps on high rise control. I think they realized that, hey, kind of like what OPTIC has been doing for the past X amount of weeks, clearly has worked. They've been repping on high rise, and it's a map where these top teams, they don't really play it all that often, and maybe that gave them the upper hand at the major. Let's maybe try to take a page from their book and do the same. I don't think they looked bad, but they went up 2-0, lost an offense, and then lost another offense in the round 5. So it could have been better. They got slammed in the map 4 hardpoint, and then they lost the game 5 reverse sweep. I gotta say, as much as this could be like just one of those series where Ultra kind of trolled, I'm impressed with Surge, man. I really, really am. I am. And I mean, it's online, like we said, but they just got top 6 at LAN. They've been looking better and better as the year goes on, as they play more and more with each other. This addition of 04 has looked to be absolutely great. Their S&D looks phenomenal. Their pace and respawn looks good. I know they're like maybe not the greatest respawn team in the world, but they're solid enough to maybe steal one a series, and then you're feeling pretty good that they take both S&Ds. This team has potential, man. I mean, right now, they are my 5th best team.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know if that's a hot take or if that's like common consensus.
I think that should be common consensus.
I would think so too, at least hope. But, it's like you look at these 4 names on paper and you're like, these guys, like, these might be like 4 inconsistent players, but sometimes chemistry works, man. These 4 just look like they bounce off each other really well, and it's meshing for them. So I'm impressed with what I've been seeing from Seattle.
Yeah, I mean, obviously super typical to reverse sweep Toronto Ultras coming off of a second place on land just a couple weeks prior. And yeah, I mean, if you just look at the pacing of this team, bro, they have two guys who are almost at what, like 200 engagements. Honestly, all of them are up there in that, you know, high 180 engagements on the series. I mean, two of them have over 100 deaths. They're a very fast-paced team. 0-4, you know, people might kind of hate on him because, like, you know, he dropped a 0.85, minus 17. But the guy, he's one of those players that, like, makes the right play, you know? He's going to play fast. He's going to make the right play. And then, I mean, in the game 5, he went 12-6, 2.0 KD to seal the reverse sweep. So showing up also, especially when Abuza goes 1-4 on that map to kind of just show up when it matters most. HAVOK also 9-2 there. So Subs really showing out in High Rise game 5. But 0-4 was a great pickup, man. He really was. I really, really like what this guy does on the map. If you watch him on the mini map and stuff, he makes a lot of the right plays. So it is kind of weird, though. When you look at this roster, you got 3 guys who haven't been in the... I mean, Brezzy hasn't been in the league since BO4. The other 2 are rookies. And then you have HAVOK, who's, other than like a couple stages last year on OPTIC, been kind of mid since like maybe early Cold War 2019 too. So you look at this team and you would not think they'd be 5th best, especially taking down the likes of this Toronto Ultra team where you recognize every single name on that board as at least star players.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think it just goes to show you, like, with the right players and the right chemistry, you know, the right format on your team structure, it can really make a difference. Now, can they replicate this on LAN at Major 4? I guess we'll see, but you know, you one step at a time, man. The closer you get to champs, the better.
Yeah, I would say that this is probably the best iteration of Surge we've seen. This year, at least. Major 1 Surge with Illy was looking really good, but I would say this Surge looks much better. So I'm excited to see what they do. They are on
sure.
heavy upset potential right now. Heavy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, real quick, I guess, just to look at who they play. They play New York, upset potential for sure. Then Boston should be an easy dub. Vegas looking pretty good. We'll talk about them, obviously. Then Miami and then LAG. So they literally could probably go 7-0. Like, they're the only team that they could realistically lose to is New York Subliners, probably. And even at that, they could definitely take them down. They took them down online last split, then they lost to them on LAN. They have a possibility here to really book themselves the champ spot.
Yeah, I mean, I would say anything under 5-2 with this record is disappointing, especially with the win against Toronto already. Like, if you're Seattle, you're looking at the remaining schedule and you're like, wow, that win against Toronto is huge because we might have just solidified ourselves a spot at champs. So, yeah, man, I'm expecting at least 5, if not 6, maybe even 7. Who knows? Who knows?
Clean sweep it. Tucson said, I bet they beat New York but lose to Boston.
They
Honestly,
are not
dude,
losing to Boston.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's just some of the stupid shit you see with online COD.
They are not losing. Not with their S&D as good as it is.
And we can touch on Boston. I mean, we could talk about them, their series versus Rocker. They lose in a game 5, round 11. The ice continues to be completely and utterly melted. And the thing for me about this that I thought was really interesting was they brought Major Maniac in to be good at search and destroy, right? That's what everyone knows Major as. And in map 2, he went 8-3. So he did his job in map 2. But in map 5, he goes 3-9 for the L in game 5, round 11. Like, it's just this team. I mean, and you can see the frustrations. Dude, Beans looked like he was, like, literally going to cry after they lost this. Like, you can see the frustrations on this team. They probably are at the point where it's, like, literally, like, there's just nothing we can, like, it's just complete, you know, bad juju or something.
Yeah, I mean, they're done, right? And we've been saying this for weeks. They're done. But that just goes to show you how bad this team really is.
Yeah.
There is no reason they lost that map 5. There really is no reason they lost that map 5. They were up 4-2, then they were up 5-4, and then they lose.
Dude, they had a 4 versus 3 bomb already planted on Rio in that round 9 when they
10.
were up, or around 10. And Rocker, like, clean swept them, like, did not die. They 3-man retook it, killed all 4, defused. Like, I was like, there's no way they blow this. And then they blew it.
Yeah, and then I mean, it's just bad, man. Like,
Mhm.
I don't even, like, it's not even worth harping anymore because it's bad. I mean, here's the good news for them, right? Here is the good news for Boston. You know, you've had some negativity spewed on Snoopy's name. I myself, I've had some things to say about, does this guy play for the win? Is he just doing what, is best for him? Yada, yada, yada. At least you can see that the potential for talent is there.
Mhm.
I mean, the kid is at least pretty consistent. He's consistent. Beans is pretty consistent. And they're both young. So, at the very least, you gotta be feeling that you've got 2 young guys that you can maybe build around. The question is, who are the 2 players that you're going to put around these 2 players so you can get actually the most out of them? Because you haven't seen, like, this is like their capped potential, right? We haven't seen them unleashed. Like, there are players that get better with playing with other players,
Mhm.
and they haven't really. We saw Snoopy with Slasher, and that was, we didn't think it was that good.
That was
right?
something.
We didn't think it was great, but to be fair, Boston has not won a series since dropping Slasher. So
And Asim.
and Asim.
Asim, what? You know.
So it's got to be said, like, talent only goes so far, right? You have to have your aces in their places. You got to get the pieces to put together. You've got 2 pieces that are going to work, but you need the other 2 that kind of bring those 2 together. And that's what they got to do this offseason. I'm expecting those 2 to return next year, and I'm expecting there to be a new duo that comes in and hopefully brings the best for this Boston team, because I'm friends with some Boston fans, man, and I just feel god awful for them. It's never been worse.
Yeah, I mean, it hurts at this point. Like, it genuinely does. And I do also have to say, I really feel, I mean, obviously, partially, this is going to be his fault, too. He's a player on the team. He's been on the team all year, Priesta. I do feel bad, though, because at this point, he's guaranteed dropped off this team at the end of the year. Doesn't matter what happens the rest of the season. And his stock is just going down and down and down, man. It's like, when your teammates play bad, I mean, everyone knows this. Like, if you play ranked, when you play with good teammates, you play better. When you play with bad teammates, you play worse. So for him, he's not going to help his stock. And dude, at this point, I'd request to just be benched, bro. Like, don't hurt your stock anymore, man. Maybe just take a seat for the rest of the year. I know you might think, like, we can do it. We can win out. You're not going to want to give up hope on making champs because, sure, I guess anything's possible if you win at the rest of everything. But you're pretty much chalked, brother. So I do feel bad for P-Dog.
Yeah, he's one of those players that I can see going into challengers frying and then getting picked back up, though, to be honest. I mean, we've seen the talent from this guy. I mean, he just won last year.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. Fall
I
from
mean,
grace, dude. From first place to last.
yeah, no, seriously.
Literally.
From first to worst. But, it's
Be like that.
it'd be like that. He'll be fine. He'll land on his feet. It's been a rough year for him for sure, though.
Yeah. Another series, I mean, the last series on Friday, which I thought was interesting, was LAG taking down the Ravens. This was not what I expected. I think we all went 0-3 on Friday with our picks. We all picked Boston, which maybe we shouldn't have done for that second series, but this one was also a little bit surprising because Gwyn got Kentucky fried, bro. Minus 26 and under 12k damage, which was by far the lowest on his team and was the lowest in the lobby by a little bit behind Flames. Like, I mean, I don't know what's up with Gwyn. Maybe he's just in a little bit of a slump because he didn't play good in their other series this weekend versus the New York Subliners. Now, they did take New York to 5, but he also went minus 19, lowest damage on his team in that game too, and lowest damage in the lobby. So Gwyn, struggling a little bit after that land where he also didn't play super great, which is not what you want to see if you're the Royal Ravens.
Yeah, and it sucks, right? It's coming at the worst time because it feels like the rest of Ravens are kind of hitting flow. Fellow's playing unbelievable right now. Even Clay, Clay, I'm not going to say he's playing well, but for 32, and what you expect from Clay, he's doing what you expect from Clay at this point in his career. And it sucks because you almost kind of feel like if Gwyn wasn't playing as poorly as he is, that they'd be really good. Like
I mean,
they'd be,
they lost 2 game 5s with him playing minus 20 in the series.
yeah. If Gwyn was just playing like Gwyn was playing 5 weeks ago, I think this team could be like definitely 5th best team, if not tied with Surge, and then on potential major upset alert in the top 4. But it's not working for him right now. He's in a funk.
It happens.
It happens to everybody. I'm sure he'll figure it out, but sucks. The timing could not have been worse. I would have rather him been in a funk when the rest of his team was in a funk, because then they would have just been slammed, and at least they could have figured something out.
Yeah, definitely not ideal for them. I mean, shout out, like you said, shout out to pretty much the rest of his team. They're all kind of doing their thing. Versus New York, Fellow's the only one to go positive. Is only +5. But like, Tej has been looking better. Clay's been looking better. Fellow's kind of a beast at hardpoint. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, he's kind of nice at hardpoint. But yeah, they got to figure it. They really do got to. I don't even want to say figure it out, because they had it figured out for a minute there. But like, they're on the outskirt looking in of champs right now. Like, they're sitting at 9, or they might be tied technically for 8th or something like that, or tied for 9th. But they gotta figure it out, because now is not the time to have problems. It really isn't. I know it's just online and you can make a run into LAN and get some extra points, but versus LAG, I mean, let me click on Raven and see who else they play. You play FaZe, Thieves, Optic as your next 3, which are, I mean, obviously FaZe, Optic are probably losses. Thieves, we beat them twice, I think, both times we played them this year. And then Miami, Boston. So like, you might only get 2 out of, or even 3 out of your next 5 if you're lucky. So not looking good if you're a Ravens fan.
No, it's not. And I actually think they're in 10th right now by the tiebreakers.
Oh,
so
man.
If I'm not mistaken, I think I saw today that they're technically in 10th. So
yeah, I mean, I can pull up the standings real quick.
I'm not 100%, but
they are
9th.
They're tied for 9th, 10th, and 11th. All are at 120.
Okay.
I think the CDL website is actually more accurate. Let me pull it up real quick. I think breaking points tiebreakers are usually a little bit off. They're technically 10th according to the CDL website. So
yeah, okay, that's what I thought I saw.
You know, it's not. I mean, you literally are 1 win away from being tied for 7th, considering if Miami and Rocker both didn't win their next match. But you know, it's with the schedule that we just looked at, you really don't want to be losing right now.
No, and not to a game 5 to LAG, who's on your tail, and not to a game 5 against the top 4 team, where those wins really boost you up pretty nicely. So, especially
Really nice.
when you had a 2-0 lead in the game 5. So,
definitely not the best weekend for Ravens, but it's not. It's also not looking like it's going to get much easier. I guess we could touch on LAT real quick, because the boys went 2-0 this weekend, which is awesome. And we got a 3-0. It was against Boston Breach, but I mean, that's like the first time. I think that's the first time we won in a sweep since like December or something like that. So like since the beginning of this season. So that was really nice to see. I mean, that was just a Dan Ghosty masterclass, as well as Kremp. He fries against his old team every time they play each other, it seems. Major Maniac went -23 on that one. Not really ideal for your new pickup. But yeah, I mean, that was Boston. And then LAG, it came down to a game 5, although it was decisive. I mean, 6-1 is obviously a nice way to win your game 5. Jodeci's went 13-2 after having a really rough series. So it was a good little bounce back, kind of close it out for the team, kind of have their backs as they had his the whole series. But I got a little scared, bro. For a second, I was worried we were getting reverse swept.
guys made a nice comeback that map 1. You probably should have lost the series 3-1, to be honest.
Dude, the map 1 comeback, I mean, look at that game flow. We didn't have the lead until literally the last 7 seconds when we won.
Yeah, I mean, LAG threw, you guys iced up, and that obviously ultimately got you the series win. So
I think Jodeci started like 4 and like 18 or something in that map, and he ended 20 and 25. So He had a little bit. He had a weird series, like a really weird series.
Yeah, I see a comment in here saying, talk about invasion control. Yeah, you want to talk about your guys' invasion control? What's going on, man?
Nah, we're just fucking ass.
Hmm.
No, I really don't get it, bro. I mean, we had defense that round 5, I'm pretty sure, right? And we ended up They ended up winning an offense and sealing that to start their potential reverse sweep. It's just like, I don't know, bro. We went from Invasion being the only map we could win in Major 1 to it being like the map we can't win anymore. So Control is definitely our biggest worry because Hardpoint's pretty solid. S&D looks really good. Control, though, I mean, I don't even know what to say about that one.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks because usually if you're a team outside the top 4 looking to beat a team inside the top 4, that control can be a huge game mode for you.
Swing.
So it's the swinger, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you know, the boys have time to work on it. It's finally a stage where we're sticking with the same team, right? That they were not making a roster change, or I mean, who knows what happens in the future? But we didn't make a roster change to start the split, so I think they'll continue to get better. But they really got to figure out a way to get their control to at least like break even, where like it's a coin flip if they win, not just pretty much a guaranteed loss. It seems every time, except for versus Boston, but they're not a real team in the league. What else is there to talk about? We could talk about OPTIC. Their first series versus Miami, and then we can touch on their series versus the Legion.
Sure.
But I mean, first series versus Miami, Purge sitting in for Vickle, maybe not the best showing for him. Pred continues to just slam these guys, but how did you feel about this one? I mean, this probably went as expected.
Yeah, I mean, I was expecting a 3-0. It was a 3-0. There's really not much to talk about there. They were playing with a sub, and I mean, their comms went from Spanish to English, so
Mm-hmm.
you know, it is.
That was
what
a
it is.
rough one for him.
That was rough, but you know, they got the job done 3-0, pretty comfortable 3-0.
Mm-hmm.
The Vegas series was interesting.
This
interesting.
shocked me. This really shocked me. I'm not
I
gonna
don't
lie.
really know, like, bad series happened, but Vegas looked like they were frying. Like they were like,
dude, look at the score. Like, look, I sound like
they
scum.
were
Look at the scoreboard.
pissing. They were actually pissing. I don't know the last time I've seen Optic outslayed by like 60. So, I mean,
Founding Fathers cheese. Yeah, because Shotzi wasn't there. They weren't really practicing for a couple days.
that was insane. But you know what? It happens. It's a series
Yeah.
that hindsight mattered way more for Vegas than it did Optics. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, shout out Vegas. Good series win for them. Gets them 10 points closer to champs qualification. And yeah, fuck the patch notes for lying about the propane tanks on
Oh,
IRAN.
dude, that shit's hilarious.
I was like, oh fuck yeah, a nice little wipe. We got the offense. The next thing you know, 2 dead.
Oh.
I'm like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah, that's crazy. I will say though, and I said this in my power rankings video I did a couple days ago, I love series wins like this because Vegas won one of every game mode. They won a hard point, they won an S&D, and they won the control. And it just goes to show you that, like, I mean, especially versus a top team like Optic, who's coming off of literally winning the last major, showing that you're competitive in every single mode is just a really good place to be in. Johnny actually was their best player this series, being the new guy too is pretty insane. And then also the sub base win when Optic was 11-0 on sub base to beat them by over 100 points. I know I see people in chat saying the server cheese. I know I saw Dan Ghosty saying he thought it was server cheese. Nero, I think, said on the Dope Check pod that everyone was on 30 ping or something like that. So who knows what to believe? You can have your theories and you know what you want, but at the end of the day, man, I still think Vegas looked really good. Like, I don't think you could take, obviously you can't take that part away.
No, I'm not discrediting Vegas at all.
No, you're definitely not. No.
They played to win. They got the win. They look good. I'm gonna be honest, and this could be like a hella hot take, but
Oh god, here we go.
if you're a top 4 team, and especially a team that wins the major, no matter what the ping is, you should be a team that is not as good as you. I mean, I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Oh, okay. And that might be a hot
So
take. People might disagree with you.
I mean, unless the pings are so unbelievably bad that it's like hella unfavorable. If it's a 10 ping difference, your teamwork should just be better than theirs. It should just automatically give you the advantage. So they had a bad day, man. It is what it is, and Vegas came to play. So ping cheese, server cheese, that's fine. And there might have been some of that. I'm not saying there wasn't, but nobody's actually going to use that as an excuse to say why they lost. They did not play great. They'll come out and say that they did not play great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if it's 30 ping to 80 ping, then yeah, that's the problem. But if it's 30 ping to 40, like sure, that 10 milliseconds when you have, my reaction time is 200 milliseconds and yours is 190, but you're lagging, then we're on an even playing field, let's say, or if mine's a little bit faster now because you're lagging by a little bit, then I have an advantage. So at the highest level, obviously those milliseconds matter, but also you probably should be winning a bit. I mean, do you just look strictly at the damage numbers? Everybody on Vegas pretty much had more damage than everyone on OPTIC. Like just at that point as a whole, they're like, unless they were really lagging, it is what it is, man. Shout out to Vegas. I thought they played good.
Yeah, I mean,
I definitely thought they played good.
it's an online series of COD.
I can't wait, dude. I can't wait to see when OPTIC play Vegas again. If they win, Pred is Fortnite emoting on them for sure. Just like he throws the 3-0 up when he 3-0s Miami now, he's going to be hitting that Fortnite emote on Johnny as soon as they beat him.
It's going to be crazy on LAN if it were to happen. I could, just imagine, Vegas get, the 7 seed and OPTIC get, the 2 seed, and they play each other winners round 1, and then, OPTIC sends them down to losers, and then they're fighting for their life for champs qualification off of one series.
Yeah,
I could see it happening. That'd be freaking hilarious.
You definitely don't want to anger Pred. We've seen what has happened to Miami ever since that. So bold choice, but hey, let the Rook do his thing, man.
I will say, if there's one thing that people have or should not have been doubting Vegas on this entire year, it's those dudes shoot, man.
They're good.
They are good. We were talking about him being in MVP conversations early in Major Split 2.
Mm-hmm.
He was frying, one of the best in the game. Gio has looked incredible since he's coming to the lead. We know the takeover possibility that Nero comes with. So, I mean, the only one that we were really questioning was slaying was Purge, but I mean, what he brought to the table with the objective. And I mean, if Johnny's going to play objective and slay the way that he just did in this series against OPTIC, we're not doubting the talent on that team, man. They've had the talent. They've just failed to put it all together with the change, and maybe they're bringing it back. But yeah, someone said I'd like to see him do it on LAN. I'd also like to see him do it on LAN. I would.
Yeah, no, Vegas are one of the best hardpoint teams in the game. I mean, if you look at the stats, first of all, Vegas are 5th in team KD, which is cool. They're 4th in hardpoint win percentage, 2nd in hardpoint KD, 4th in hardpoint average score. They're 4th in hardpoint plus minus. Yeah. They're not in anything for SND or control, but their hardpoint has kind of been carrying them so far this year. And if you're gonna have anything as your best mode, you probably want it to be hardpoint or SND because you play 2 of those in a series. So Vegas are a team that if they continue to get these reps in with Johnny and they continue to play this well, I'd actually be a little bit afraid of running into them at Major 4.
Yeah, I would too.
But yeah, for the rest of the weekend, I mean, I guess the only other series we could probably talk about here is FaZe versus New York. It went to a game 5, came down to round 10 here, but Atlanta FaZe iced up, got it done. Draza broke the kill and damage record in that control for one map, so absolutely insane. Kismet also dropped 47.5k on that map too, so it was just this was just a battle. New York always plays good against FaZe. Couldn't get over the line, but this was a series I wish I was watching live, but like I said, I missed all the Sunday matches live.
This was not a battle. This was not a battle at all. This was nothing but a catastrophic choke from New York. This was an absolute breakdown. I don't know how they do it every single time. They have the win and then they don't. They give FaZe their first loss on Vista in map 1, and I'm like, holy shit, this is unbelievable. They're actually going to do it. And then they lose a round 11 map 2. I'm like, great. FaZe always finds a way to squeak through, yada, yada, yada. This is freaking ridiculous. And then they win a control where Draza almost drops 50. He's got like damn near 9K, and I'm like, you guys just won a control where Draza just had the best map of the year. You got to win the next map. And then they just blacked out. I don't know what that Karachi HP was, but they could have beat FaZe, who's a really good hardpoint team, in both hardpoints, and they black out on that Karachi. And then they lose the S&D after having a couple round lead. They choked. They choked that series so bad, man. They choked that series so bad. And that's the difference. This is where the gap in the top 4 happens. Because Toronto has that lead against FaZe, they're winning. I mean, they're just winning that series. If OPTIC has that lead against FaZe, they're just winning. They're not choking that. They choked really bad. They sold really bad. I mean, it can't happen. It can't.
Yeah. I mean, in the game 5, they had 8 first bloods versus FaZe's 2. So 8 rounds, and they only won 4 of them. So 50% of their rounds they got first blood, they won. You gotta capitalize, man. And we see a lot of teams do this. I feel like we see this really often where a team gets first blood and they just throw it away. Now, obviously, the stat could be somewhat flawed. Like, this could be like, I kill you and then I get immediately traded, and technically I got first blood. So you have to obviously watch each round to see. But 8 versus 2 is a pretty big disparity. It's not just a couple. So, I mean, it's just, you know, not the greatest map 5, I guess, out of Hydra and Kiz, which are really your 2 S&D guys. Simp went +6. Cell went +5. Yeah, I mean, this is dude, just looking at the scoreboard, though, this is probably, like, the most kills we've seen in a series outside of, like, a grand finals, which it might still have more because a lot of these finals have ended up being, like, sweeps or 4-1 or whatever. So pretty crazy, man. I mean, Kiz dropping 114, Hydra dropping 108, both for the L. I mean, that hurts. That hurts.
Yeah. I will say, though, and you called it, I'll give you credit. If Kismet plays like that more consistently, this New York team has the potential that we've been waiting for all year. It feels like we've been waiting on him to really break out. And they looked the best Major 2 when he was playing good. So if he is back to his Major 2-esque play style and comfortability on the map, then maybe New York can actually bring something to the table again. It'd be good to see.
Yeah, New York are fun. I mean, when Kiz and Hydra are frying, they're just a super fun duo to watch. I loved watching it all last year, and this game's faster paced, better movement, so I kind of hope we get to see more of this. But yeah, let's talk about pick'ems. Let's do our pick'ems for this week, and let's see what happened. Last week was kind of like a 50-50 week for me. Got all 3. I mean, I think we pretty much had the same picks for most of our matches, but 4 wrong and 7 right. So honestly, it was actually better than I thought it was. OPTIC kind of chalked me up. Chalked up my perfect Saturday, Sunday I had going on there. But Friday, we're going to pretend didn't happen.
Yeah, I did not do great last week.
Yeah, I did not tally up the totals, so I don't know what our pick'ems leaderboard looks like, but I think we're probably still pretty similar to what we had.
Yeah, except I took Ravens over Subliners, which almost worked. They lost the game 5, but yeah, I mean, I probably lost one, but it's all good.
It's all good. All right, let's hop into this. Let's get it going. New York Subliners versus Seattle Surge. Low key could end up being matchup of the weekend. I'm not gonna lie to you. People are still picking New York. They did just beat them on LAN, but then obviously Seattle beat them online. These teams have played each other 3 times already this year, and it's 2-1 in favor of New York. Do we think Seattle Surge has what it takes to pull this off again?
I mean, yeah, they do. It's just, will they?
What Kiz are we going to get? Like, what Kismet are we going to get in this series is the question. New York are a team that they worry me with their fundamentals and their teamwork sometimes. And Seattle's a team that's proven every series that their teamwork is there. So, but it's also like, do I want to go with the hot pick here? You know what I mean? Like, do I really want to take Seattle Surge in this one?
You tell me, whatever you pick, I'm going the opposite. So
All right, I'm gonna go safe here. I'm gonna go New York sub. I'm gonna make you earn your point. I'm gonna make you earn it by picking Seattle.
All right.
I'm gonna go New York, and I'm gonna go 3-1 because low key, if this goes 5, I'd be a little scared.
Yeah, I'm going Surge in a game 5. I like their SND.
No, if they goes 5, I think I would take Surge. So I think that makes sense. Yeah. Also, Rick said seeing Miami play 3 times this week is the highlight. Dude,
Yeah,
they
why?
play because they only play once in 2 other weeks. Because in 4 weeks, you would think you just play 2, 2, 2, 1, and that's your 7 matches, let's say, and something like that. But for some reason, they play 3 times this week. They played 1 last week, and they're going to play 1 next week. I don't know why. I think they're the only team. I didn't really look, honestly, but they're probably the only team that plays 3 times in 1 week. So if Vickel's back, I guess it's cool. But if Purge is back, it kind of sucks or if Purge is in, it kind of sucks because it's like we're playing 4 matches with a sub, which is more than half of our online quals, just for Vickel to come back eventually. So, but either way, they're playing the Minnesota Rocker, man. And do you know for sure if Vickel or Purge is playing? Because it was a 14-day contract, which is 2 weeks.
I don't know. I know that Purge tweeted.
Chat, does anybody know if Vickel or Purge is for sure? If Vickel or Purge is playing? If you think it's someone, let us know that's what you think. But if anyone knows for sure, that would be useful information, low key. Because if it's Vickel, I'm taking Miami. If it's Purge, I might take Rocker. No disrespect to Purge. I just think the whole having to speak English.
GT's OPTIC tough match came in with only 1 scrimmage analyst. Shout out to everyone at Miami Heretics for the opportunity. That's what he tweeted after the OPTIC loss. So I'm gonna go ahead and say
maybe he said Eric Boom, get in here, brother. I'm not doing this again.
Vickel's back, maybe.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, if it comes out that Purge is back and we want to change our pick'em, I guess we can. It's not really the end of the world if we change this. And there are 3 matches this week for Miami, so it is like it's a third of the matches this weekend. Can Minnesota get it done? I don't know if Minnesota can get it done. I'm gonna go Miami. I'm gonna go Miami like 3-2. I think in this one.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go 3-1.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I have absolutely zero. The fact you're going game 5 round 11 with Boston is enough for me.
Mm-hmm. They'll go game 5 like round 8 with Miami.
Yeah, I mean, you're bad.
Yeah, nah, Minnesota is not ideal right now. But then we end out Friday with the Royal Ravens versus Atlanta FaZe. I mean, you can never count out Ravens completely, but given what we saw last week, obviously, I was going FaZe either way. Ravens could have won both their matches last week. I'm still going FaZe. I'm gonna go 3-0. I'm gonna give FaZe a 3-0 in this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 3-1. I'm gonna give Carolina a map. But I will say, man, I don't know. This just feels like one where if Gwyn is playing the way Gwyn's playing and Fellow continues to play the way he's playing, Carolina can definitely win this series. But I just don't see it happening. FaZe usually doesn't lose to the teams that they should beat, so I'll go 3-1 FaZe.
Makes sense. Then we start Saturday off with the Seattle Surge versus the Boston Breach. Now, Boston 3-0'd Seattle in March, the last time they played each other. I don't know what version of the Seattle team was March. Was that still Arcity's? Was that like
it has to be.
That was probably
it has to be ASIM Boston because they haven't won since they let ASIM go.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'm taking Seattle Surge. Do I give Boston a map? I'm not giving Boston a map. I'm going 3-0.
Yeah, I'm matching you. I'm going 3-0 Seattle as well.
Yeah, I like to give maps here and there, but I got to throw more 3-0s in there. Then we get honestly, this could be another good matchup. We get the Vegas Legion versus the New York Subliners. Now, New York has 3-0'd them the last 3 times they played, 4 the last 5 times. They've only played twice this year, so, I mean, Vegas hasn't won a map off in New York all season. And they did play a month ago as their last matchup. But Vegas obviously looking pretty solid. Just took down Optic. Do they continue that momentum to try and push for champs, or was that a one-off?
I really fight it'll make the major more entertaining since there's no fans. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna go New York 3-2. I am. I think Vegas pushed them to a game 5. I just think that New York maybe. I know we just talked about their lack of ice, but they maybe ice up in the game 5 and win. I just think New York should win this series, and
Mhm.
I think they will.
Yeah, I think I'm going to match you, actually. I think I'm going to go 3-2 New York. Maybe it's just the ping cheese lingering in the back of my head, but I don't know if I can really bet on Vegas to take down another top 4 team 2 weeks in a row. We haven't seen anybody do that, right? I don't think we've seen a single team beat 2 top 4 teams in back-to-back weeks.
Yeah.
Of the bottom teams, obviously. So I'll give it to New York. Then we get into our Monster Energy double points. It is LAT versus the Royal Ravens. Like I said, we beat these guys both times in a game 5 this season that we've played them. We have beat them all 5 of the last 5 times we played, dating back to last year. I'm, of course, going to back my boys versus any team outside the top 4. And I'm gonna say we do it in game 5 again. I really don't want it to go there, but I'm just gonna keep the pattern of us doing it the last 2. So that's what I'm going with.
I think I'm gonna match you. I'm gonna give it to you guys in the game 5. You guys, I don't know what it is. You guys love your game 5s.
Listen, if there's any map to be the best at, I guess it's game 5, right?
I guess, but
I mean, I'd love to not go there, but in the case that it does, at least
I would argue game 1. But you know what? Game 5 works too.
who cares? Game 1 through 4 don't matter anyway. All right, and then we end out the weekend with an absolute banger, dude. LAG versus Miami Heretics. I mean, LAG shocked us last week where they took down the Royal Ravens. Do they have it in them again? I don't know. I don't know. I might go LAG. I might go LAG on this one.
Wow, look at
I
you.
might do a little LAG game 5 win here. It's probably the bolder pick. But why not, man? I'll throw a couple out there. If I get it wrong, it gives you guys a chance to catch up and keep this interesting in the pick'ems anyway. So
No, I respect it. I respect it. Last time these two teams messed up was heading into Major 3. Winner got spot and winners, and losers went to losers. And Miami 3-0 smoke showed them in 25 minutes. Do I think it's a 3-0 smoke show? No. But I do think Miami's going to get the win here. I'm going to go Miami 3-1.
fair enough. That's definitely the safer, more realistic pick. For sure. And then we move into Sunday. We got Atlanta FaZe versus LAG. LAG beat them 3-2 the last time they played. So you can never count out the purple gorillas over here. But I, in fact, will be counting them out. I will not be giving them a map. I will be going 3-0 Atlanta FaZe.
I will also be going 3-0 Atlanta FaZe. This, to be fair, feels like one of those series where FaZe played a map that they don't necessarily play often, and
Yeah.
LAG win
That could happen.
just for map testing cheese. But I'm not a fucking psychic, and I can't say if that's gonna happen or not. So my gut says this is a 3-0 FaZe.
Yup, I agree for sure. Dude, Simp or Abeezy's dropping like a 1.6 on this series for sure. One of those guys is just running at LAG and getting every kill. All right, then we got another monster double points. We got Miami versus Toronto Ultra. Toronto's beat them all the last 5 times they've played, both times this year. I will be going with Toronto despite being reverse swept by Seattle this past weekend. And I'll give Miami a map. I really haven't done many 3-1s this week, so I'm gonna go 3-1 here for Toronto Ultra.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 3-0 Ultra. I think Ultra is kind of pissed that they let that Seattle Surge series get away from them. I think they played twice last weekend. And they won their second match,
Yeah,
if I'm not
they
mistaken.
3-0'd somebody.
Yeah, I don't remember who,
Boston?
but
No.
I don't know.
I don't know. They 3-0'd somebody.
Okay. Yeah. Well, anyways,
LAG? I don't know.
was it?
Dude,
I don't know.
I gotta find it now.
My point is, I think they're gonna come in here
They
and take care
3-0'd
of
Legion.
business.
They 3-0'd Legion.
Ah. Okay.
They
well,
pissed off Legion to go play against Optic.
I guess. I think they take care of business. Handles Rio.
For sure. And then last matchup of the weekend is Optic Texas versus Minnesota Rocker. I obviously am taking Optic. I'm gonna do it. Says Optic like.
I mean, Rocker like playing Vista.
But
So
Optic
maybe
like Vista.
I don't know if there's like a map that like Rocker
Yeah.
is good at per se that Optic are gonna
All
be
right,
like, okay.
I'm going 3-0, and I'm using one of my boosts on this match because at the very least, Optic should win this, and that should at least give me a double points, like 4 points for this match for my pick'ems. But I'm boosting this one because I mean, come on, Optic's got this shit.
I don't have any boosts, but
Oh.
I'm also gonna go 3-0.
You don't have any
I
boosts,
have-
really?
No, I don't. I don't know how.
Are you logged into the website? You might not be logged in.
No, I am.
Oh, that's weird.
I have a 9-0 map count on Sunday.
Damn.
By the way, can someone dude, and this is what like people bitch about because this is so bad. Miami plays 3 times this weekend. Optic plays once.
And it's the last match.
Last series of the weekend, and they're playing Rocker. Like, this is the shit that it's not even the best series. I would argue it might be the worst series that day. I think LEG and FAZE might be more entertaining.
I mean, last time they played, it was great.
And Miami and Ultra is definitely more entertaining. What's the scheduling, man? Rocker might take one. Might take what? A nap?
A map, I'm guessing. Did you say a map or a nap?
A nap.
Yeah, honestly.
Rocker winning? You guys are off the papaya.
Yeah, everyone's smoked up, right? Dude, it's Thirsty Thursday, bro. Everyone's drunk or something
guys are
right
hammered. School's out for summer. You guys are getting hammered.
That's crazy. Yeah, scheduling makes no sense, bro. I mean, the fact that there's 10 matches and 3 of them contain the Miami Heretics, that is 30% of games this week we have to watch Miami. And no disrespect to Miami. Like, they're kind of fun when they're on, but, like, that's some ass, bro.
Yeah, I thought it was a scheduling error or, like, a typo, but no, it's them. They're playing 3 times
And
this
then
week.
also, LAT only play once.
Yeah, I'm like...
LAT play once, Toronto Ultra play once, Optic Texas play once. Vegas Legion play once.
I don't know. I don't know what happened there.
I don't know. They must have messed something up and like had to scrounge to fix this or something because I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right. Well, those are our pick'ems, chat. That's the pick'ems. Kind of to close to run down the back end of this show. I wanted to talk about this thing that I tweeted out, which is which COD Pro has the most aura, current or all time. And I thought this was interesting because I did a couple TikToks about these and people agreed and they disagreed. And then I did this tweet and, you know, people agreed and disagreed. I think the common answer for a lot of people is formal, most aura in COD all time. But I wanted to get your take on it, obviously. And I wanted to get chat's take on it. So chat, let us know, current or all time. It can be, you could do both. You could do either. Who has the most aura in competitive COD? But Preston, what do you got?
I mean, it's gotta be formal. I mean, that's the obvious answer, right? But like, let me see if I can come up with like a wild card that like could actually work. Formal is for sure, like, I think a top answer. It's hard to argue. It's hard to argue. That dude is just walking aura. So, you know, it's hard to go against him. But let me see if I can think of one that like might.
And I think like, I guess if you're it depends what your definition of aura is. Like they should all generally be probably the same, but I see some people talking about it as like when that guy's sitting across from you on the stage, you're shitting your pants type of aura,
Yeah.
which is what I think of and why I think formal or even like Scump or guys up there. But also, some people I think of more maybe like that like coolness factor, like this guy's like you see him and you're starstruck type of aura, not necessarily like scared to play against him. So like Ace said on the Dope Check Pods, they talked about this. He said NADESHOT. Like when NADESHOT walks in a room, everyone's like, that guy's an ex-COD pro, gold medalist, like, you know, owner of a big ass esports org. Like, if you look at it that way, I think it makes sense. I guess it depends on your definition.
I think I would still go formal, to be honest. I can't even think of one that like even comes close to formal, if I'm being real. Maybe Clay, low key. Clay might be like a little bit of a little underdog here. I feel like Clay has some aura for sure.
Yeah, I mean, any of the top guys of all time, you know, your Crims, your Clays, your Scumps, DB3. Like, I'm sure as a player, when you see that guy across the stage from you, like, especially in a grand finals, you're like, yo, like, we're chalked. Like, there's just no way. Like, you lose map 1 and you're already mentally out of it. I saw a lot of people saying, like, Simp, Abizi. But low key, bro, those guys aren't that good on Sunday. So maybe it's not them. Low key, they're scary, bro. If I had to come up against them on like a Saturday or a Thursday, I'm shitting my pants. But given their record in like finals, bro, I don't know if they're as scared as people think they are.
That's crazy. That's actually crazy.
I think nowadays, like Scrap or Hydra, like I have on this picture, like those guys are dropping numbers against you all the time. Like it just doesn't matter.
I think it's hard for Scrap to have aura though, just because, or aura, because of like the amount of shit talk that he says. Like
maybe,
if he doesn't back it up, he's just gonna get fucked so bad by everybody. But I guess maybe that might be like, it depends on it. Obviously, it depends on the perspective you take of the word. There's different routes you could take. It's hard. It's hard to go against anybody but formal, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, any of those players that like are just insane skills dropping numbers and then also like screaming at you from across the stage. Like Pred, when he gets going, I saw people mentioning like that's definitely going to strike a little fear in you when you see Pred drop a 2.0 in the map 1 and he's standing up flexing across the stage at you. Like, but I think it's got to be formal. I think, and it's definitely the common answer. Like I said, I mean, somebody commented formal, undoubtedly. Shout out to my guy Inferno, and it has nearly 500 likes. The tweet itself has 1,000 likes, so pretty much half the people agreed on it being formal. So, yeah,
Kenny might be a nice little shout too.
Ken,
dude, if I'm sitting across stage in a grand finals or any important series, and I see the person I'm playing against laughing his ass
you
off,
hear Ken laughing on the side.
I'm shitting bricks, dude. That guy is full confident, 100%. I'm shitting bricks. So
Kenny's got that like funny aura.
Yeah, it depends
you know what I
on
mean?
the way you look at it. It definitely depends.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting question. There's no like 100% right answer. Like you can make arguments for a lot of people. And people are like, why did he put Zuma on this? Like I literally picked like the first 8 pictures I found that were recently like saved on my computer. So like people were so angry about some of the like, how could you put Hydra? He doesn't do any. Like it's not that deep.
Why'd you put Zuma on the list, man?
I know, it's insane, bro.
He has no aura.
No aura, just big ass nose. He couldn't see you because the lights were in his eyes. Yeah. And then also another question I thought was interesting that I also tweeted out. Dude, I'm just plugging my own tweets here, left and right. But and this is good for chat too. If you could pick one gun from any Black Ops game to return in Black Ops 6, what gun are you picking? I said the Galil from Black Ops 1. Throwing a silencer on that Galil was just one of the most fun I had in pubs. But I thought this was interesting because, like, I mean, there's just like, I mean, there's hella guns you could pick. Looking at it from a competitive standpoint also could be interesting. A lot of people said like the M8, whether you look at the M8 from BO2 or the M8 from BO3. A lot of people want like a good burst weapon, especially competitively. So That's an answer I saw a lot of people say.
Mm,
I already know you're
dude,
gonna say a BO4 gun.
what do you think I'm gonna say?
I don't know. One of the probably the I don't know.
I was gonna say the ICR.
Okay, I knew it'd be BO4. I didn't.
I
I
mean, to
wasn't
be
sure.
fair, the ICR was in BO3 first, so I mean,
Oh, sorry.
but I mean,
Which
yeah, you'd be
version? Which
right.
version? The
Black
BO4
Ops,
version?
yeah. I would say the BO4 version of the ICR. That'd be my pick, or the SOG. But I mean, it's like already leaked, so I probably
Yeah.
think that.
Yeah, dude, those leaks were interesting. And I actually had another leak pulled up that came out today. I don't know if you saw this, but apparently theater mode is returning in Black Ops 6,
Yeah, that's sick.
which I think is pretty cool. And I think like a lot of people probably are like, who cares about theater mode? Because like back in the day, it was sick because it was so hard to like record your gameplay and like get clips unless you had like a capture card, which nowadays people play on PC or even Xbox, PlayStation have it all built in. But I think for me, what this goes to show is they're putting in that little extra work that kind of shows they care about the game, which just gives me a good feeling about some of the other things that'll hopefully be coming or some other features and the maps and the gameplay and the design of things where it's like, if they're taking the time to put theater mode back in, which we haven't seen since God knows when, like it
Yeah.
just gives me good feels about some of the rest of the stuff.
Definitely. I mean, they have the time, right? I mean,
I did it 4 years.
they've had forever. So no, but I genuinely do believe we're in good hands. I do. I think it should be fun. Although
Yeah.
I'm at the point now where it's gonna be on Game Pass, so I'm gonna buy Game Pass and get the game anyways.
Mhm.
So even if it's ass, I go back to X Defiant because I'm having a lot of fun on that game.
Yeah,
So
facts. Chat, if
I'm
you're not following Preston on Twitch, you better go look him up. Caesar season. This guy's a grinder right now. Streaming.
that's good guess. But no, I mean if the next game's ass, I just play X Defiant. That's the way that I'm looking at it. And then
Yeah.
I know that it's like done because this is like I'm not saying like this is the last hope, but I feel like this is like
I mean, 4 years to develop a game
if this
from
game's not
Treyarch.
the closest we can get to perfection, then we're never going to get close to perfection at a game release ever again. So
Yeah.
lots of pressure on their back, but I think they really will deliver. I think we'll be in for a good year. I hope we are because I love COD.
Yeah, I do think at the end of the day, like the game could be literally perfect. It could have every feature you've ever wanted from every past COD. Everything can come back that you'd like. But when skill-based matchmaking's in the game, I just think it's gonna kill it. Like I don't see the game having the same. I don't see myself having the same enjoyment on COD, no matter how perfect the gameplay is, how perfect the maps are with skill-based matchmaking, unfortunately. Now, if the game's great, I'll probably enjoy playing it for instead of the first week of it being out, maybe the first month or the first 2 months. Especially with like if zombies is good, you don't gotta worry about skill-based matchmaking and zombies. Like if that stuff is good, I can see myself playing the game more. But from strictly a multiplayer side, that's always gonna kill it for me.
Is it guaranteed to have skill-based matchmaking?
I mean, it's not guaranteed, but it's guaranteed. Like, there's no way. It's been so. I mean, skill-based matching has been in COD to some extent since like close to the beginning, but it really ramped up right in this like Warzone era. If they've had it for the last 5 years, that means it works to their metrics. You know what I mean? They're probably making the money that they want. I don't see them changing it. Now, X Defiant, if all of a sudden people aren't buying Black Ops 6 and X Defiant's numbers are rising, maybe that's when we start to see a change. I just unfortunately don't think they're taking it out.
I think part of the reason I'm having so much fun playing X Defiant is because there's like a technical like ranked trial mode, but it's not really ranked right now. It's just glorified pubs, 4v4 pubs with like some things that are like banned. But I mean, I just love the no skill based matchmaking. Like there will be 3, 4, 5 games in a row where I'm just slamming everybody. And then there's like one game where I'm like, okay, let's lock the fuck in. These guys are good. It's not every single game where I've got to try my ass off to actually compete. Like there's games I could lay back, slam, win comfortably, and then there's games where I can lock in. That's what makes pubs fun to me, man. And it's not like so much complaining about like playing kids that are my level, because like whatever, okay, I should be able to beat the people that are close to my level, but it's just like if I'm playing pubs, like I'm playing to not worry about who I'm playing. If I want to play people my skill level, I'm gonna play the ranked playlist. That's the whole entire thing. What, like, at this point, why would you even have two separate playlists? I think that's why XFI is so
Yeah.
refreshing to me right now.
Yeah, it's like from just like a strictly logical standpoint, it makes no sense to have basically two ranked modes and just one has ranks and one doesn't. Like that's essentially what COD is.
Yeah.
Like, now obviously in ranked play it's 4v4, so like you have more condensed skill, whereas maybe in a pub you might get lucky and get a couple people that aren't really on the same level as you. But I agree. X Defiant, I haven't played a lot this week because I've been slammed, but I see there's double XP this weekend, so hopefully I'm gonna get some games in. It's just so refreshing. It's the same exact thing that you said for me. Like 3, 4, 5 games, I'm slamming like 2 KD. We're winning by like double their points in domination or hot shot or whatever. And then I'll get a game where like all of a sudden I'm like 2 and 8 to start the match, and I'm like, I might have to sit up a little bit. Sometimes I don't even sometimes I don't even care. Like I might bitch and moan while I'm playing, like, oh, this guy's so annoying. He's jump spamming like a maniac across the map. Like that shit does piss me off. But I always regain because I just remind myself like next game is probably going to be easy again. You know what I mean? Like next game is probably going to be fun. Sometimes you might get 2 in a row that suck and it's like, bro, I'm going to get off the game. But there's always that thought in the back of my head that's like, it's going to be fine. Like there's no skill-based matchmaking. Next game, you're fine. It's all randomized. In COD though, like I have a good game, I know next game is going to be even harder. If I have a good game in that next game, I know pretty much I'm guaranteed to go up against some fucking demons in that next lobby. So there's no hope in COD. It's just constant dread of what's going to come next. So X-Fine is truly refreshing, and I really do think they could carve out a market in the FPS genre here if they continue to add the right updates and the right content.
I would agree. I'd agree. That 26 days until an actual ranked playlist comes out, so that's exciting. I'll see what they actually like. I'm excited to see what they actually do with it. Like if it's an actual like ranked playlist, like you get like medals and an actual ranking, and you play people based on like a hidden MMR, or it'll be exciting to see what they do with it. But right now, man, I give them credit. It's fun. I find myself wanting to play. I haven't even thought about playing COD. I have an entire new PC, and I haven't even opened COD to see how many frames I get on it yet, just because I am having so much fun on X-Defiance. So, I give him credit. I really do. It's been a pretty long time. I felt this way with Halo, because like this Halo is the current Halo is the first ever Halo I've ever played. So,
Gotcha.
all these years, people have been like, "You got to get into Halo." Da, 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 da. I was like, okay, well, I felt like that playing Halo. I'm like, wow, this is actually really refreshing, really fun. But even that got stale after a while. But this is like, it's been a while since I've been having this much fun. And no, I'm not an eggs lover. I hate that motherfucker.
He loves eggs. He loves.
But
eggs.
I
Give this
give
guy
credit.
some X-Defiant coins. Come on.
I bought the battle pass today. My shit was maxed.
I bought the battle pass too.
I already earned all my tokens.
Dude,
like,
yeah, we have double weapon and double battle pass XP this weekend, but my battle pass is already maxed. So like,
I know. Can I just have double weapon XP? What do you think?
yeah, like quad XP,
quad weapon XP,
and then you throw another token on top of it.
Yeah. No, but
Destiny 2. I have seen a lot of people playing Destiny recently.
I give credit where credit's due, man. I do. I'm gonna go play after this, so feel free to join if you'd like.
I will probably be going to bed. I gotta wake up early and finish work, so I have a chance of playing some X-Defiant maybe tomorrow. But yeah, I agree. I think the game is super refreshing. I think it has a good potential here. We'll see. It's obviously going to, I don't want to say die, but like, fall off a little bit when Black Ops 6 comes out. But if BO6 is disappointing, or people are tired of skill-based matchmaking after they, play the game for a couple weeks, if they like zombies, they do their zombies thing. I think X-Defiant's gonna, I think it's gonna bounce back after BO6 launch, and it's gonna be pretty stable. But But we'll have to wait and see, man. They could drop the ball like Halo Infinite did and just not really add content, just not really give good updates. So we'll see. But I have good hopes for the game for sure. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had for us to talk about. Chat, I don't know if you guys have any questions you want us to, or topics you want us to chat about real quick before we sort of log off for the night. No, it was a shorter impromptu episode, but had to get our pick'ems in there, had to get our thoughts out there about COD and all those sorts of things. What's your favorite color? My favorite color is red. If you couldn't tell, I have a lot of red in my room and in my branding.
Orange.
Orange, big Black Ops 6 guy.
Big orange guy, man. Orange does something to me. I don't know what it is. Orange Gatorade, gas. Listen, you ever playing 18 with me? Just know it doesn't matter what time of the day. First of all, I like playing at the ass crack of dawn. I'm talking like get up at 5 a.m. to go play, tee off at 6:30. Because it's nice and quiet. Nobody's out there. And then we're making the turn around 9 at like 8:15, 8:30. I'm getting 2 glizzies and an orange Gatorade. It's never too early for some glizzies. Okay, and it's illegal to play a round of golf without getting glizzies. So
this guy's getting 2 glizzies, chat. One in the front, one in the back.
You gosh dang right. Early tee time's the best tee time. You know ball. Nobody's on the course. It's so quiet. You can play at your own pace. Oh, that's some good shit right there.
Facts. Kismet SND stats. Look them up. They're criminal. Dude, Kismet SND. I mean, his SND stats are insane. He's got like the number 2 SND KD this year. He's top 5 in every category. And yet here we are, right? He's bad at everything else. No disrespect to the Bulldog.
My bad, Kiss.
I mean, everyone has worse years, right?
Yeah, I'm a glizzy gladiator, man. I'm gladiating some glizzies.
Let's go. Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. It's gonna sound crazy. The older I get, the more I like glizzies, bro. Like the older I get, the more I had probably, I think I had hot dogs for dinner last week. That shit just like, I don't know, bro. It just, I like them. I used to always be like a cheeseburger guy. Like, you know, you have a backyard barbecue, you go to a party or something, and it's like, you want a cheeseburger, you want a hot dog? I always go cheeseburger. I probably still would, but it's like much closer to me being like, give me the glizzy.
Nah, I've been a glizzy guy my whole life, man. My whole life. It's always been my favorite food. Always. You
gotta respect it, bro. Gotta respect it.
If I'm at a cookout, man, I'm like, throw on a burger for me, but I'm taking 3 glizzies as well. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he's taking 3, chat. He's taking all 3.
You're goddamn right.
Facts. Cooper said, assuming the top 3 stick, what team are you making to beat them next year? Ignore anyone being stuck under contract.
Good
The
question.
top 3 is Ultra Optic FAZE, I'm guessing. So what team would you build with everyone else to beat those teams?
When you say ignore anyone being stuck on, that means just like free game? Like I'm making any contract? Or you're saying like we have to like include people stuck under contract and we have to work around that?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you who's under what contract for sure off the top of my head. I mean, you go Hydra, 1000%, right? You take Hydra as one of the subs. Do you put Skies on that team? I know Skies had a bad year, but he's probably the best main AR on the market, unless you're taking like Attach or you putting Ghosty on the main.
He's saying, don't worry about Mike. Fuck off.
Dude, Mike just outed you, bro.
He's saying,
just outed you.
Don't worry about contracts. Okay, so we're trying to make a team that beats FaZe, Optic, and Toronto. All right, well, Hydra. I mean, that's clear.
Hydra and Dan Ghosty.
And Gwyn.
Hydra, Dan Ghosty, Gwyn.
And Abuza. Bang.
And
Force him right there. That team rips.
That is pretty good.
Rips.
I would like to see a little more from Abuza. But I do think that's a good shout. Because, I mean, Skies is still Skies. He's definitely a good shout. Nero's also an interesting shout, maybe to pair alongside Hydra. I mean, what else is there really out there? Attach, I guess, has been pretty good. Or like Geo.
I think that team rips. Young players, man.
Gwyn, Hydra, Ghosty, and
lots
Abuza.
of talent. The roles make sense.
You got like double French. Well, I mean, Abuza's, you know, Belgian, but I guess he's on like the French side of Belgium.
Ghosty's your main AR, do it all type of role player.
More IGL type.
Your slaying flex player.
Either one of those guys, I think, could flex slay because Ghosty's low key been our flex slayer this year.
Yeah, either
Nasty's
one
been
can
playing
flex.
slower.
Then you got, I mean, you know what Hydra is doing, and then,
Gwyn.
I mean, Gwen. Bringing Lens instead of Gwen to pair with Abusa. See, yeah, you know what? Like,
Dude, Lynn's just falling off too much.
I can't, like, Gwen hasn't been playing great, but Lens has fallen off the face of the earth. I mean, he just, like, he's non-existent anymore.
I honestly don't even like think about him anymore when I think about top rookies. Like he's not even in the conversation. He might not even be top 5 in rookie of the year at this point. Look at his team. I mean, you're not wrong. You know, definitely a rough team. That would be nasty, dude. I'm telling you, you bring Hydra on over to LAT this year. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You get over there?
Dude, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Hydra's coming. I mean, I hope so. You know what I'm saying? I'll make sure if he signs. I'll definitely make sure.
I don't know how I feel about Gwen and Hydra on the same team. They play the exact same. Not sure there's enough engagements that could go around. Could be faded.
You might have maybe a bit of a struggle with kind of like route man on that team, I guess. You know, because I guess Hydra really probably isn't taking a ton of routes.
I'm telling Gwen to go take a damn route, brother.
You saying Gwyn, brother? I'll throw a bonus on your contract.
Gwen, you went on this team, brother. You're taking some gosh dang routes, man.
That's a good point.
You see this French guy next to you? He doesn't lose many gunfights. You're gonna go ahead and you're gonna go in first. You're gonna bait and you're gonna like it. If not, sayonara.
Dude, I genuinely feel like Hydra. If I wish there was a stat on this would be like impossible to figure out unless someone really did some serious research. I really bet you Hydra wins like 95% of his straight up one-on-one gunfights. Like you take away being shot in the back or if he's being weak. Like straight up, we run around the corner and we start shooting at each other. I bet you Hydra wins almost every single one.
There's no way to track that, but I bet you're probably right.
Dude, I'm telling you, I think I am. What's good, Swag Magician? How we doing?
There's not many people, if any, that have better gun skill. I mean, there's comparable for sure, but
he might have the best.
He might
have the best gun skill.
I'm pretty sure Easy Mac keeps track of it.
Dude, that's an insane thing to keep track of because you'd have to manually track every kill. Like, okay, he had full HP on this one, and then the next one, oh, he had 84 HP.
95 is kind of crazy,
dude.
Though.
I'm telling you. Okay, maybe it's a bit lower because I guess like 3 out of the other 11 teams you're running into like Simp or Pred.
Like you think 95% of the time Hydra's looking at like Simp, at Abizi, at Shotzi, and he's winning. Like that's like,
dude, if he's not weak, honestly, I would take. Dude, if we're taking straight up one-on-one gunfights and with full health, bro, low-key, I might take Hydra as like the guy in that situation.
I think 75 might be a bit better.
I mean, that's still crazy, but yeah, I mean, that's probably more realistic when you think about how often he's got to run into Simp or Pred or I don't know, Scrap. I did see your post, Swag Magician, of the Draza versus Scrap gunfight, KD. I'm pretty sure Scrap slams them in one-on-one gunfights.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting.
It would be interesting. I mean, I wish we had that one-on-one tournament back, bro. I think Abizi won it the last time they held it, right? Like 4 years ago.
Yeah, Cell won the 1 year and Abizi won the year after, I think.
Those FaZe guys, man.
Yeah, Abizi beat Dashy. I remember.
Oh, man. Sorry, Bruce.
It was a Cold War, and Dashy wore the white Huntsman jersey. I thought that was so sick. I remember thinking that was so cool.
You were bricked up.
It's like, this motherfucker wasn't even on the Huntsman. He has this shit on.
Yeah, it's, I miss the days, man. I miss the days.
That's a banger song.
I miss the days.
NF.
Oh, yes, I have heard that song. Oh, man. Can you post links? Yeah, Swag. If it lets you send the link, feel free to shoot it through. If it doesn't, you can like DM me on Twitter or something. Because I did not see your post about Optic Trio versus FaZe Trio, so I would like to look at it real quick, if possible. I don't know if it's gonna let you post a link. You might get it auto blocked, auto mod blocked. I think this. What was it? The flank TV. Gersh asked people FaZe trio versus optic trio. A lot of people
that was
said
crazy.
FaZe. A lot of people said the FaZe trio.
A lot of people were faded. I don't know what the hell that was, but that's crazy. You guys are
Yeah,
absolutely faded.
I don't know about that one just yet. Listen, FaZe trio is crazy, bro. They're crazy, but that's tough.
I respect the absolute hell out of the FaZe trio, but there is no one better than the Optic Dynasty. It does not matter.
Yeah. What do you think about this esports World Cup? Apparently, it was kind of like leaked that COD might be added originally in their original announcement. COD wasn't there, but they said there was like some other esports they would announce at some point. And then I guess it was leaked from the website. There was like code showing like Warzone and Call of Duty. What do you think? Do you? It's not like a regular World Cup where it's like nationalities. I guess it's just like orgs. So are we just? It's just gonna be like Optic, FaZe, and Ultra going to play the Esports World Cup, like going to win. Like I don't understand.
I don't really know the ramifications of it, but I mean it's sick. The idea is sick. I don't exactly know how they're gonna do it with teams or players, but the idea is sick. Complexity Dynasty was better, not even debatable. Whatever. Who the fuck cares? They were playing my grandfather.
It's definitely debatable.
It is 100% debatable.
I
There's-
don't see the link, Swag. I don't think it actually sent it. It might have been just blocked out by the bot. Pretty much 2 champs. I will say, do you think like whoever wins this World Cup, we're gonna hold to it's like a ring standard? Because if it
That'd be
is,
sick.
if it
I mean,
is all the
X
teams,
Games.
if it is all the, but I think the difference between just that and X Games is like, I don't know actually if there really is a difference, but it's all the best teams hypothetically, I guess, if the players go. So it could be interesting.
When is it?
It's like a month after champs, I think. Let me look at this tweet real quick from Swag. All right, Swag's got the stats here for the Optic versus FaZe trios. It's kind of cut off on the screen. I'm sorry it's broken, chat. So Optic won 50% of their events. They won they made 69% of grand finals. They won 72% of those grand finals. Their average placing was 3.24. And then for FaZe, if they've won 25%, so they've won half of the events Optics won, basically. Their percentage is half of Optics. Grand finals is 64% of the time, so they've made less percentage of grand finals by a little bit. Top threes is higher percentage. They both did it 26 times. FaZe has just done it in less tournaments. And then obviously average placing is higher because there's just less teams. But also FaZe is incredible. They literally don't place outside that top 3 except for like a couple times. So I mean,
There's an answer for me there, man.
Listen, the answer is Optic. Like the answer is Optic. I'm sorry to break it to you, FaZe fans. The answer is Optic. Sure, you could say, FaZe is playing in a harder era, but then there's the counter argument of like, well, Optic had to win like 57 series to make grand finals, where FaZe wins 3, they're in the grand finals. Your comment on the thread is Jetpack only versus FaZe without Vanguard. So Jetpack only versus FaZe without Vanguard. So even FaZe without Vanguard is worse. Even FaZe without their average placing is still slightly higher, but even without Vanguard, they're still worse.
Oh my god, that is comedy.
I mean, listen, FAZE, it's the second, I guess it's probably what, the second best trio of all time. You could probably start getting into complexity, who you think is a complexity trio and all that sort of thing. But I mean, you know, they make top 3 more often, I guess, for FAZE. But they're, dude, the top 3 conversion is insane. The OPTIC trio in jetpacks, if they made top 3, 100% of the time, all 24 times they made the grand finals. They never went out top 3 if they made top 3.
That's insane.
That's crazy. He's just throwing out Vanguard because I think someone asked for it. I'm sure there's FaZe fans that are like, oh, you can't, don't count Vanguard, please.
Wait, that's actually wild. They never had a top 3?
In jetpacks, the OPTIC trio, every time they made top 3, they made grand finals. They never actually got third, I guess is what that would mean, right? Top 3, 2 grand finals conversion is 100%. But then it also says top 3s, 24 out of 31. So I'm not sure what that means. Oh, top 3s. They like 24 times. The other times they got outside the top 3. Duh. I will say, though, the one thing about FaZe that's super typical is in 24 events, they've only placed outside the top 3 times. And I think one of those was a Pro-Am, and one of those was like a kickoff, which are like fake events in people's minds. So other than Major 5, Cold War, when Seattle Surge knocked them out top 7, 8, top 7, 8, I think it was, they made the top 3 every time almost. Like that is pretty crazy.
That is one.
Wow. But yeah, that's pretty interesting to look at for sure. My answer is OPTIC. It's for sure. It's OPTIC.
It is.
Of the newer era, it's FaZe, obviously. If you know, we're just gonna go strictly off of like CDL era.
No, it's OPTIC there too.
For sure, dude. But yeah, chat, that's probably gonna round it out for us, man. It's we've been live for an hour and a half. Preston's got some X Defiant to play. I got some sleep to obtain. It's been a long ass week, chat. I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. It's been a long ass week.
Fake grinder.
Yeah, dude. Work has just been crazy, bro. So much work. I'm over it. Part-timer? You're not wrong. I mean, shit, I am part-timer.
Yeah, I'm not gonna play for that long. Maybe just a couple games, drop a few 70s.
Oh, yeah, just a few 70s out of this guy. He thinks he's the GOAT.
No, I don't think so.
That's hilarious. But yeah, chat, thank you guys so much for watching. Preston, you got any closing words before we round it off?
Yeah, much love, guys. Thanks you guys for hanging out. Appreciate it. Again, last minute change in plans. Hope everything with Alex is all good. But you guys are the GOATs, man. Seriously. Yeah, I mean, we say it all the time, but you guys make this entertaining. So appreciate you guys sitting here, and those who are watching in post in the actual YouTube video. Shout out to you guys as well. Yeah, go OPTIC. Hopefully a better weekend coming up for the guys, even though it's
one match against Minnesota Rocker.
One match against the freaking Rocker.
Your favorite team? Second favorite behind OPTIC.
Yeah, of course. Love those guys.
Yeah. Chat, thank you guys so much. We appreciate you guys. Make sure you check out Preston's Twitch, TTV, Caesar Season. I just put it in chat if you want to copy his username. Make sure you check out his Twitch. This guy's been grinding. He's going to be live tomorrow. I saw him tweet it out. So.
Thank you. I will be live tomorrow, probably around 10 or 10:30 in the morning Eastern time. So
there you go. So if you guys want to vibe with the guy, watch him play some X Defiant. I'm sure that's what he's going to be doing. Definitely check him out. I will be live Saturday and Sunday with the watch party. And yeah, chat, seriously, we appreciate you guys. If you're listening in post and the actual edited version of the video, you guys, seriously, we appreciate you just as much. Is there ever anything you want us to talk about? Questions, topics, hot takes, predictions you have, drop them in the comments of the videos and we can go over those in future ones. But seriously, thank you guys so much. We appreciate the support. Show wouldn't be a thing without you guys. So seriously, thank you. And yeah, hopefully you all have a good rest of your night. Have a good weekend and we'll see you next week.
Peace.